All right, you guys. So welcome back. Thanks for being here. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz. It helps my channel grow. I appreciate you so much. So this reading is beginning with something that we saw this morning out on our hike. There's normally this little footbridge that goes over this little like ravine that's filled with water. And this car drove over it and smashed it to smithereens. So the footbridge is no more. So we're beginning this storyline with a bridge that is gone. It's not even a bridge that's been burned. It's been smashed to smithereens. So first off, I want to know, well, hold on. We got one card that already popped out. 10 of Pentacles. Let's keep this off to the side. I haven't asked a question, but 10 of Pentacles is now an important factor for this reading. This 10 of Pentacles in particular is talking about loyalty. It's talking about success. It's talking about love. It's talking about children. It's talking about this wonderful family and like the aging process and having generations of, like warmth and love around us. So we've got two very distinctly different stories enmeshed in this. One is a bridge that's been smashed to smithereens, and now this overarching energy in this reading of tons of success. By the way, if I look pretty rugged today, I am. We went out jogging this morning, and I'm not much of a jogger, but jog hike. We did big hills. Okay, so let me see it. What I really want to know first is about this bridge. What was the bridge connecting? Let's see if we can understand what that's about. The bridge was connecting the Sun and the Page of Cups. This was a bridge of incredible happiness. This was a bridge where if someone had taken this cup and carried it across the bridge, they would have ended up in this luscious land of sunflowers and white horses. This bridge may have been connecting, could have been there to connect like a fresh start with a whole exciting life. Sorry, my dog is making noise down there and it just made me jump. Tell me why did this bridge get smashed? Palace of Wands. This is our heart. Our heart is very open in this, very warm, very loving. But if that bridge got smashed, and I've asked why, and it says somebody's heart was so open that it just... Knight of Swords. Now, wait a minute. Everything here is an amazing story. Did someone cross the bridge already? They're on their way? Because this is somebody on their way. Did somebody cross a bridge and they've made a decision and they're not turning back? And that's why they smashed it? Because it's like, no, I'm taking this little cup. I'm crossing the bridge into the sunflower white horse land, and I'm not turning back. I'm not going back to what I used to have. I'm on a new path. So I'm smashing the hell out of that bridge so I never accidentally cross back over to a place where there's a big tsunami wave that could wipe me out. Like, I'm not going to... this card always makes me nervous because she's standing here, but in the curve of a wave, and it always makes me uneasy. Even though it's supposed to represent, like crashing emotions and things like that. But I don't like that card. It gives me anxiety. As much as art does. So I was thinking that a smashed bridge was like, oh man, somebody is like unhappy that they've burned a bridge, they've lost an opportunity. That is not what we have here, not with this collection of cards. The bridge got smashed because somebody knows they're not going to cross, they're not changing their minds. It's full steam ahead. Their heart is open and loving. Someone is not trying to go in the reverse anymore and stand on the other side of that bridge. They want to go toward their happiness. I like this reading, and I had not expected this. So is somebody on their way to you? Because that's what this is looking like. I never thought of it being a bridge that, like it's someone's personal bridge, a moment of decision-making in their own life. Justice, somebody's on their way to make things wrong right. Could be a Libra on their way, doesn't have to be. We've got Libra, we've got Leo. A little bit of water energy in there, a little bit of fire energy in there, but let's see. So somebody's rushing in. The Pegasus also, I want to mention, two cards, by the way, came out. They're still face down. I don't know what they are just yet, but the Pegasus, in Greek mythology, when Zeus was fighting the Titans, the old gods, Zeus and the Olympians didn't have success in overthrowing the Titans until the Pegasus got involved, the flying horses. So this is also something about victory. This is somebody who's coming in, they're coming in fast, they're on a flight, or they're on a flight and they're on a motorcycle, or, you know, a flight and a car, or whatever it is. I just say that because, you know, a horse is on the ground, but also in the sky. But this is somebody taking rapid actions. This is somebody flying in on their way to try to fix a situation, make something right. You know, when I see the Justice card at all, it's always because there's been an imbalance that now somebody wants to make that imbalance right. So somebody is coming in to fix something that's been wrong. Moon card in the reverse, Lovers in the upright. Somebody wants a candlelit night. This is someone's understanding now what they want, who they are. Okay, again, it's the choice that someone has made. So I want to point this out, and I've always said this since the first time I've ever used this deck, and then I notice a lot of other people start to say that too now. The wolf and the dog are 99.999% the same DNA, right? But that little tiny fraction makes them different creatures. But the thing is, there's still so many similarities. They're both very loyal. Wolves are loyal to their pack. They also mate for life. Dogs are loyal to, you know, their people, their home. Wolves are free animals that, you know, have their territory, but dogs are very territorial as far as like their land. The only difference is that the wolf tends to, you know, we look at it as like a wild creature that's still out there roaming on the outskirts of society. The dog is, well, usually if it's domesticated instead of out in the wild, they're right there in, you know, in a city or in a home, or, you know, it really depends. These creatures are really not different at all, is what I'm trying to get at, for the purpose of me explaining this kind of energy as we're using it as a metaphor for a human. Someone might have always been on the outskirts of society. Maybe they always kind of felt a little bit like they weren't really, maybe they travel a lot. Maybe they were more, you know, nomadic in their lifestyle, yet it didn't make this person any less loyal or capable of being loyal. But now with the dog is, you know, like someone who would have one zip code, one address. That's where they live. They want to call a place home. And someone in this case, if that big revelation, if this is them crossing the bridge, okay, maybe they went from being the wolf, and I don't mean they were out there being a player. It just means maybe they've lived a lifestyle where they traveled a ton. They weren't really seeing how they could settle down and have a particular zip code, or maybe it was the reverse. Maybe they were very stagnant, and maybe you live a really different, more active life. And how would they join you on that life? Well, they're ready to do it now, one direction or the other. I don't know what it is, but this is also somebody going through a portal. So we have something about a choice that's made. Somebody's crossing a bridge, choosing whatever they deem as what's going to be their happiness now. And then we have this person like reconciling the fact that it's not that they are changing. It's that they are making a distinction in what kind of a life they want to live. You know, do they want to be in one zip code, or do they want to travel? Whatever it is, it's a change from how they used to be. And they're changing because they've made a choice. Again, this is so much about personal choice. This whole reading is about someone knows exactly what their choice is. They want to be in this person's arms. And maybe this is like, I want to be home every night now. I want to be with my partner every night. You know, this is the important part of my life now. Is maybe it's not career and travel. Maybe it's being home every night and having my partner in my arms, you know, and keeping that flame going. You know, we've got not one, not two, not three, but 6 candles lit. This is very romantic, and this person is incredibly passionate about this person. So whomever this individual is, they are coming in. If they have to right something that was wrong, it was probably that they didn't admit that they really wanted this life all along, or that they wanted this partner so much. Someone held back on explaining that, maybe because they knew that they weren't ready yet, or they weren't sure if they could commit to changing their lifestyle. Whatever this is a story where somebody has to change their entire lifestyle in order to be with the person that they want to be with. And that's a big step. When we're changing our whole lifestyle to be with the person that we want most, that's then it's not, your heart can love somebody, but then there's all these other like realistic factors that go into it. Yes, I love this person, but if I'm in a commitment with them, in the kind of commitment that they want, they deserve, and that I know that they deserve, am I ready to change huge things in my life in order to be with this person that I love? But again, there's all these logistics, there's all these things that have to be factored in. Life is not so simple as a movie. And certainly, I love conquers all, and we'll do anything for love. There's all that we can talk about, but there's also the real life aspects of, yes, but my job has, like I said, maybe this person's job has been to travel, or maybe this person has been stuck in one job. And it's like, look, I'm committed to this 9 to 5, and I have to finish stuff out. I have to get my 401k. I have to plan for this future too. So I can't move to another country to be with you and be, in an RV and roam around for a year. So I can't go with you yet. It's like someone had to get to the point where they were sure that they could commit to this. And now they're coming in hot. They're coming in fast. This is a situation where someone has crossed the bridge and they're not going backwards. They're certain about what they want. They want this commitment. They're ready for this commitment. What did they have to fix? What did they have to arrange in their life? I want to still talk about that moon card for a minute here, because what was it? 7 of Cups in the reverse, yes. 5 of Swords in the upright. This person had been really unsure if everything could work out. This person had to get over their confusion. Maybe this is like they never met anybody like you. To be with somebody like you, and the challenge of like, okay, I have to say it this way. We've got these mermaids that are out here in the Arctic, and it's a little strange. They seem to be a bit confused, and they're out here kind of play fighting, but it's ice cold. It's not super happy. She's got a little cut on her hand. The penguin's trying to comfort her. We've got just a lot of, I asked the question, what did this person have to like let go of or change about their life? Part of it was their defensive attitude, but there's something about being ice cold. I feel like this person had to ask themselves, if they had been fairly aloof, if this is somebody who has lived their life fairly aloof, not really connecting at a deep level with a partner, maybe the people they've dated in the past have been, people where they were aloof too, so it's like, oh yeah, I see so-and-so, whatever, once a month or once every 2 months if I'm in town. And that's my person. And that's the kind of relationships they've known, where it's just been very, like everybody does their own stuff. You don't really know where the person is. If you do match up with them and meet up with them, cool. But if not, that's okay. And you just kind of have, it's more like pals or something. If that's all this person has ever known, the idea of being like in a deep commitment, this could all be talking about the emotional aspect. Is this person able, ready, and willing to really make a deep connection? Because I think with you, they're all in or nothing. And this person has made a conscious decision that they actually want to experience that, a true commitment where there's like, you and your partner know everything about each other. And I don't know if this person's ever done that. And the reason I say it is because the dog, my puppy dog, he's 10 months old. He's a little man dog now. He's not a baby. But if I cry, he is like up in my face, like, licking tears off. He's like, anything that goes on with me, even if I'm just stressed, he feels it immediately. And it's like, he doesn't leave my side. There's such a deep connection. He doesn't like if something's off kilter with me. And so it's actually made me really conscientious about like not letting myself get off kilter, because I don't want to stress him out. So it's almost like, you're right, Aries, it'll be fine. I'm not going to get stressed over this one, but I do it more for him, really. So he's been really good for me. But my point is, if that's a kind of connection that, a deep connection that this person realizes to be with someone like you, you're going to feel their energy. They're going to feel yours. The two of you really care deeply about each other. If they have not been open to that before, if that's been scary, if they've been kind of in a cold place, and they're realizing that now, that the way they have been maybe has been kind of cold, a little defensive, like, you're maybe even with a partner, you never let them in completely. They never really know what's going on with your life. You never know what's going on with theirs. If that's what they had known, that's the thing. I think they're realizing that. No wonder this is such a big life change, because this is also like really letting somebody in. Letting a lover get close to their heart is something they have maybe never done in this storyline. Yet they have made this conscious decision that, but I want to do that. I want to feel that. In fact, the idea of that makes me really happy now. What made this person come around to this idea that this would make them really happy to let you in? I mean, because we saw that huge open heart with the Palace of Wands here. This is somebody whose heart is completely cracked open. So what did that? We have a 5 of Wands. We have a 10 of Cups. We have a 3 of Wands in the reverse. We have a Magician in the reverse. And we have the Tower in the upright. They realized they were told something that was not true. Maybe the reason this person has behaved this way, maybe they came from a life where everyone in their family behaves that way, like it's every man for themselves. Even in a family, everybody kind of does little sly things to one up each other or hide stuff, dumb stuff and big stuff, like whatever, like a mother and father who won't even share their Oreo cookies with each other. They hide their favorite snacks from each other. Just everything is a little bit like, well, this is mine. It feels like they've come from a life of continual every man for himself. That's tough to contemplate not behaving that way. Yet they got a glimpse of that. They somewhere along the line, they saw what that kind of warmth looks like. And they realized, or maybe it's because they tasted it with you already. I mean, obviously, this is somebody that you've already dealt with. To have that lover's card, to have them that passionate, and to have them coming in all fired up means what they're doing is they're coming back into your arms. But they made a choice, because this is what changed them. This is what cracked their heart open. Somehow, and maybe they had conflict with all of their family members. Maybe this was like 5 different people in their family, and it was just, things got messy, things got ugly. And then they thought, you know what? That's not the way you would have treated me. You actually, maybe you said something that was really genuine, really loving, really supportive. And they had this contrast. I mean, because that's what this is. This is contrast. This is conflict. This is support. They made a comparison, a contrast that was like very in their face all of a sudden. And then it kind of hit them, I think, that, oh my gosh, I've been living a certain way. I've been content to still be like kind of isolated, kind of aloof, kind of closed off. And now I realize that if I stay this way my whole life, because this is like, the future isn't going to look any different if they continue doing what they've been doing. They realize that. And somewhere in the midst of this, I think that they realize that they've been sold, like if their family kind of, or whoever they've been around, behaves in a certain way and it's not what really suits them anymore, they might be realizing, because this is lies. The Magician in the reverse is a trickster. It's almost like they realize they've been tricking themselves, or that what they were kind of trained in, someone in particular tricked them into thinking that this is normal, and they realize now that's not normal for them. Or let me put it this way, I shouldn't use the word normal, because like, what's normal, right? It's everybody has a version of that. But what was said to them was untruthful. And that's the big the moment that this all crumbles. This is what set this person free and cracked their heart open and made them feel like, no, I want to have a relationship where I can be open-hearted, loving, and supported and supportive toward a partner. What's untrue is that this is the way we're supposed to behave. No, because I've seen something different and it feels better than this conflict. Someone's gotten tired of this and the idea of it going on and on and on into the future, and continuously, it's almost like every day is a battle somehow. And it's more like the subtle battle, right? Because the 5 of Wands is more like everybody kind of is one-upping each other a little bit. There's just too many people with opinions all butting in. There's not really support. It's not that anybody wants to like throw good ideas around and we all figure out what the best idea is and then we agree and go with it. It's more like we're just all going to continuously block each other, create chaos. And this person is saying, but it doesn't have to be this way. I've had a taste of what it would feel like to be supported, to have somebody really care, not care about winning, but care about me being happy. I've tasted that, and it tastes a lot better than what I'm dealing with. So I'm changing this. Big, like it's a heart shift. That's what I would say here. This is a big heart shift. So if this person is headed on in, if this person has burned those old bridges of just thinking about it, and now they've already crossed it, they're on their way. This person is already in flight or is at the airport. This is somebody who is headed this way because it's like once they've finally made this decision, this very real decision, because it's a more decision about themselves. It's not about, do I love you, enough to choose this. It's about them saying, I love me enough to choose a healthy, beautiful connection that is satisfying for me. I'm choosing to change because I want that. I want to live my life different. I want to be involved in something different. I see now why we're getting the 10 of Pentacles. What a gorgeous reading. I totally thought this was going to go a completely different route. Just goes to show, this is what I love about doing reads. I never know how they'll pan out. Queen of Coins has no idea that this is coming. None. Zip, zero, zilch. Queen of Coins has been perhaps like totally unaware, not knowing that, in fact, thinking that this was done and over. There's no growth here. She hasn't been putting energy in. She hasn't been putting thought into it. In her mind, it was over. There wasn't anything to think that this could balance out. She gave up on this because, of course, like this person, they didn't cross the bridge to come get her before. Why does she think that? I'm wondering if there has been like time elapse. Let me change decks here. Tell me about this. Why is she... Wow. King of Pentacles in the upright, Three of Swords, because she thought this person was her perfect mate and they broke her heart badly. She thinks that this person, that they must be that for somebody else, but certainly not for her. That there was a betrayal here, that there was a heartbreak, and that she's been left out in the cold. That's what she's thinking. She's thinking that this is done and over, and that person must be a King of Pentacles, must be a perfect match for somebody else. He's with somebody else. She's with somebody else. Doesn't matter what gender. But she's been in, she was very wounded. This Queen of Coins is deeply wounded. So she has it's the furthest thing from her mind that this person is on their way in. Seven of Wands in the reverse. She doesn't even have any defenses up because this would be like, she's just living her life, doing her thing, has not the slightest idea that this person is coming in. She's not holding herself back. She's not even thinking about this anymore. There's no more... I feel like it was a certain amount of like defeat. It was like, well, that's how that ended, and she just kind of let it go. Justice in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles again in the reverse. She really doesn't know that the only thing this person is coming in to fix this. Okay. This is trying to make this right with her. She's still in the reverse. So in my storylines, when the justice is here, it's because if it's in the upright, it's because something is wrong that needs to be fixed. When it's in the reverse, it's something that is being fixed. This person is coming in to fix exactly this. The fact that we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out twice in the same, out of two different decks, and we have the Justice coming out twice in two different decks. This is like a situation where this is so long overdue. This should have happened a long time ago. But it maybe couldn't have happened a long time ago because, like I say, this is really a story about one person's personal transformation, one person who decided to walk across a bridge and never look back. There's no second guessing anymore. This person, it would have been a mistake, perhaps, if this person had tried to cross the bridge and be with this Queen of Pentacles if they weren't 10,000% confident that they knew why they were choosing the Queen of Pentacles and otherwise they could have been with her and never opened up, never been warm, never been loving. They would have tried to have the same routine with her that they'd had with everybody else in their life, which is, nope, I'm at a total distance from you. I don't really connect with you. You don't know about my life. I don't really know about yours, but we're supposedly like dating. That wouldn't suit a Queen of Pentacles at all. This person knew that, and that's probably why they had to hold off and didn't come toward her and didn't do anything, because she wouldn't have accepted less. She thought that this had great potential, but this person betrayed them and broke her heart because she assumed that they just didn't want that with her. They must be doing that with somebody else. I don't think she has been aware that they've never done that with anyone. They've never opened up to anyone. Everything has always been very surface level and very aloof. She's the only person that I think this person has ever wanted to open up with. Very different here. And I say that only because this is the Egyptian concept of Ma'at and Isfet. So Ma'at is the harmony and balance of the world. Isfet is the chaos. And the Egyptians, I really like the fact that they believe that both are important. So chaos is every bit as important as harmony, because from chaos, that's how we get, like, think of, I always use like the idea of our, what genes are going to be expressed in us that make us uniquely us. There's a certain amount of randomness and chaos that has to happen for us to be, a little different than our parents and our own unique self. Otherwise we just be like, clones, right? So on one hand, even in biology, like a little bit of that, maybe you could say, is a good thing. But if you get too much of that, then you have, genetic ailments and things like that. So there's always this balance of some randomness in nature, but also organization and structure. When we know that the Egyptians said you have to have both of those, but you can't get out of harmony within that finely tuned ratio of a little bit of randomness, but still having balance. And I like that, because I think that that's a beautiful way. It's like, I always say that the word homeostasis means constant change for permanent balance. Your body can finely tune everything it needs to keep you operating in that very kind of like narrow range of optimal good health, right? And there's so many things that have to happen in your body that are continuously fine-tuning and adjusting so that you can keep pumping along and, cracking jokes and living your life and not even thinking about all of the mechanisms working inside of you. This is somebody who had to figure out and consciously make a choice to bring balance. But it was all about bringing balance inside of themselves. This person wasn't perhaps in balance before. Being that aloof, but still wanting to be different, that speaks of somebody who's been imbalanced. And that's what the unfairness was. Someone was being unfair even to themselves because they were out of balance. Now that they're in balance, now they're ready to come in and they're ready to do right by this Queen of Pentacles, who is still sitting here in the reverse. They have an awful lot to try to fix and undo with this queen. We've got the Devil in the reverse. We got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. We got the Seven of Cups in the upright. They may not know entirely how to go about fixing everything, but they do know that expressing that they're not in any toxic way. They're not going to be out chasing other things, even though this might be new territory. Okay, so just because somebody's made this decision to step forward, open up their heart, it doesn't mean that they immediately are just like the perfect partner. Because remember, this is new for this person. This person's never opened up before. This is still going to be new territory. They're not here to make a mess of things. They're not here to be all over the map, but will they still be a little confused sometimes at how to connect and open up and be in a relationship like this when they've never maybe done this before? Yes, that could still be a learning curve. So we see like a little reality check there where it's like, and this Queen of Pentacles might also be saying, okay, I accept that you're not coming in with toxicity. You're not bouncing in to mess with my mind and then bounce back out. But I don't know how I feel about this yet, because I haven't seen how you would behave then, now that this is the new version of you. There's this little like proceed with caution, one step at a time. There's going to be lots of things that still have to be figured out. But this is someone who's made that first gigantic step, which was they crossed a bridge and they're not going back. This is somebody who is certain about one thing, which is I want to be in a commitment, an actual commitment for the first time in my life where it feels like it's a, you know, like we're together and we talk and we know each other and we open up to each other. And this person hasn't done that before. That's what I see here. So, another long storyline. I can't help it. Sometimes these guys come out and they wind up getting so long because I can't stop until I feel like I got to what I feel is an ending of a story. I don't know what that means exactly, but there you have it. What's interesting is that this feels like a good breaking point, but I want to do a part 2 on this. So I'm going to put this video out right now, but I'm going to do a part 2. I'll call this one bonus number 1, and this bonus number 2 I'll put out immediately afterwards. So by the time you're done watching this, you can watch bonus number 2, because I do want to see what happens next, because we left on the question mark, but I still felt like that was a good stopping point. So we're going to pick up that second half of the story with, okay, so this person is stepping into this, I want to be in this relationship. What does that look like? You know, what comes of the interaction between those two? So, all right, you guys, take care. Bye. I'll see you in part 2.